Could hundreds of previously unexplored and undiscovered ancient Mayan ruins in the Yucatan Peninsula be in danger of being destroyed by the construction of a railway? The answer to that, unfortunately, is yes. I'm Kaylee, and without beating around the bush, we're just gonna jump straight in, because this video is very important. I also would like to note, sorry for the fact that I sound terrible, but I'm sick. But the show must go on. The Mayan Train project was announced in September 2018, and construction actually began on December 16th in 2018. This should become a 1,525 kilometer long intercity railway that runs in a loop that will connect the tourist destinations in the Yucatan Peninsula. What many people might have forgotten is that there are hundreds of unexplored and undiscovered ancient ruins in the Yucatan Peninsula, and even though this railway is being built to connect the tourist destinations, the hotspots, the most well-known, it is damaging the ruins that we know nothing about at this point in time. Last Thursday, on October 21st, 2021, Mexican experts revealed that they've discovered more than 2,500 pre-Hispanic structures and 80 burial sites on just 1/6 of the route of the controversial Mayan Train project. These ruins were detected on only the first stretch of the train line, approximately 228 kilometers in length, that starts at the Mayan ruins of Palenque and goes to the highway crossroad at Escarcega. Critics actually opposed the construction of this railway due to the potential danger to archaeological sites discovered and undiscovered and the environment. Although the project kept being pushed by President Andrés Manuel Lopez Obrador. Now we see that the Mexican experts are afraid that these nearly 2,500 ruins and 80 burial sites are in danger of being disrupted, being destroyed, damaged, and maybe even already lost. Mexico's National Institute of Anthropology and History wasn't able to say if the remains they discovered were disturbed or destroyed by the railway project, but they do describe the ruins as being located on the edge of the project, which to me indicates that that's not very positive. So, yeah. The discoveries they have made range from pottery and stone outlines of thatched pre-Hispanic Mayan homes to ceremonial platforms. 2 ceramic vessels that were discovered by the archaeologists were incredibly impressive. The handles or bases of these vessels were in the shape of human breasts, which is kind of a peculiar shape if you ask me. The railway will be built in 7 stretches. The first 4 stretches run through a Mayan area that was intensely occupied between 2000 BCE and 900 CE. This area had many city-states that were part of the large Mayan Empire. The 5th and 6th stretch run along the Caribbean coast with many resorts, and the 7th and final stretch run through the jungle near the Calakmul ruins, which will most likely show many finds as well. It's unclear how many artifacts were found, or how many ruins there are on the other stretches of the project at this point in time. And therefore it's unclear how much history is disturbed, damaged, or already lost. Some of the sites that the experts found were already previously discovered, but as you can imagine, the majority of the sites they've discovered at this point in time were unknown. Some parts of the intended route already have tracks laid down, and the Institute unfortunately informed that there have been artifacts and ruins disturbed by railway construction. Critics say that President Lopez Obrador pushed the project through without the necessary research of the effects on the environment, the cenotes, and ruins. Some parts of the route will run parallel with existing roads of transmission lines, but there are many stretches that will run through the jungle that's not yet been explored, which might cause damage to ruins we haven't discovered, researched, and catalogued. There have been Mayan communities that have filed court challenges against the project. They argue that it will cause environmental damage, that they weren't consulted about the project, and that they won't share in its benefits. The railway is supposed to connect the Caribbean beach resorts with the well-known ruin sites and indigenous populations in the Yucatan Peninsula's interior. 15 stations will be built, and the entire project is set to will cost at least $6.8 billion. But there are people who say that it will cost a lot more. Sometimes, in cases like these, we need to take a step back and wonder, is this actually what we want to happen? Or is there anything that we, as a society living on this planet, can do? The president of Mexico at the moment is pushing through a project that could damage ancient history only to benefit in the tourism sector. Maybe if we, as history lovers and fanatics, help spread awareness about the current issues that these Mayan communities face, we can help out with spreading the news, spreading awareness, and just making sure that they feel heard and understood. It's their heritage, but as a global society, it's everyone's heritage. Ancient history belongs to all of us. I personally don't think it should be made too easy for tourists to travel to these ruins, as too many tourists can have a damaging effect on the ruins and their environment. We need to ask ourselves if we are okay with ruins discovered or undiscovered being vandalized, looted, littered, and disrespected for the sake of tourism, because I know my answer and I'm definitely not okay with that. If I were to be able to travel to the Yucatan Peninsula one day, I don't mind it being very difficult to reach these ruins. It's part of the charm. It shows that it shouldn't be a walk in the park. You have a lot more respect for something when it was difficult to get there, when you've made sacrifices, than if you were handed what you wanted. I do hope that we hear more about the number of possible undiscovered ruins and burial sites along the other stretches of this railway, and I'll be making sure to keep a close eye on possible future information and make a follow-up video if needed. But if you enjoyed watching, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more of these kind of videos, and click that bell icon if you want to be notified every time I upload. If you haven't seen my previous videos yet, then click the card in the upper right corner. I've put links in the description down below, and I always put videos in my end card. I'd also like to thank my highest tier patrons: Floyd, Barry, Vaughn, Jeff Henderson, DJ, Klaus Jepson, Ricky, Ira Whiteside, Malius Flavus, Tom Barkwell, Dibbler666, Timothy P. Smith, and Gerald Lamontan. And I would like to thank my channel members of the highest 2 tiers, Philps, and Ben Oppenheimer. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. No, it's not like I have a fever and feel very ill. Nope, definitely not. Wow. Oh yeah, for those who were wondering, this was made by a friend, and it's very cute. With a 3D printer. Thank you, Bonnie. You know who you are. I love it. Ancient spaceship. Let me fly away.